Hi, I'm Justin Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and undecided. It's good to see everyone today. Thank you so much for joining me. Today is November 26th, 2022, 5:47 on the East Coast. It's good to see everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So we're going to be doing a little study session together, and I really want to know what you guys think relating to the Michael Vaughn case. I also wanted to go over a prayer vigil that was, one second, that's us. You. Hey, darling, I just went live. I just went live. That's okay. No worries. Bye bye. Sorry, that was us. See you. So there was a prayer vigil for little Michael Vaughn. And I also wanted to talk to you guys about the press conference that's coming up. Yeah, I know it's dark. It's dark already. And wanted to discuss, was Sarah really in the hospital? Did she stay overnight? Because, or do we believe this Brandon guy who did this interview with JLR? I mean, I hear a lot of people that really seem to believe him for the most part, and I hear some people that, kind of really questioning, which, I mean, you have to question everyone in this. And it seemed like Sarah and Stacey, it was just kind of like a free for all. They just constantly let people in their homes. But I feel like you just don't let that many people in your homes for a reason. I mean, I get it, kumbaya, you love Jesus and all of that, but you're also like felons with guns, uh, and it just doesn't fit for me. Um, so yeah, so first I'm going to show you guys, before we get into the meat, and the bare bones in this case, I want to talk to you guys about. Well, I want to show you guys the vigil that was going on just the other day. It was a beautiful vigil, and I will tell you, I'm going to show you where someone recorded it. You really can't hear much at all. You can only hear them really singing. You can't really hear anybody talking, but nevertheless, it's like 10 minutes. I'll show you guys. It was so beautiful, and Brandy got to speak, and she got to talk to some of the local news stations and all of that as well. All right, so we'll get started with the prayer vigil. Let me just first show you some photos about, with this. It was, and I'm not just saying this, it's one of the most beautiful prayer vigils I had seen personally. And so these are actual pictures, Brandy right here. And there was a group, a local family sings a few songs during the candlelight vigil held for Michael Vaughn on Wednesday night. A young boy stares deeply into two candles while a member of the community shares with the group following the prayers. I will tell you that, and there's little Michael, of course. God bless him. I will tell you that this is a solid rock, tight, just good community who has totally embraced, finding Michael Vaughn and all of that. All right, so let me find what I am looking for. I need to replay this. I think it. Okay, here we go. Here's a little video of Brandy talking to the media.
I just go round and round.
Give me 2 seconds.
We begin the news at 10 with a community grieving, still without answers to so many questions.
5-year-old Michael, affectionately known as Monkey Vaughn, went missing from his Fruitland neighborhood in July of 2021. The police chief told us today that crews finished digging up the backyard of a house where they believed Michael's remains were buried. That house, just 4 minutes from the Vaughn's home. Our Abby Davis was at a candlelight prayer circle tonight for Michael and his family. And Abby, the community really banding together and continuing to show their support as they have been for more than a year now.
Well, Morgan, about 100 people actually showed up to the candlelight vigil, and everyone I spoke with really just wanted to show the Vaughn family how loved they are.
Coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home.
Michael's coming home. We haven't given up hope, and we won't give up hope.
Hope and prayer for Michael Vaughn, who was just 5 years old when he went missing from his Fruitland neighborhood in July of 2021.
We needed to do something just for the community to come together and show support for this family and for Michael. So we decided to do a candlelight prayer circle.
Michael's mom, Brandy Neal, says she's overwhelmed with love.
The love and the support and the kindness that everybody has continuously shown Michael and our entire family this entire time, and to come out in the freezing cold and just show how strong we are as a community together. It's amazing.
Michael's become everybody's son, grandson, brother.
Brooke Curtis, who organized the prayer circle, says she wants to show the world we're better together than apart.
I think with prayer, just allowing everybody to open up about their wishes and support for this family and this community, I think that really, putting that in a verbal sense really brings the community closer together.
I came out here tonight because this really just, hit home for me. I've been watching it unfold for a year and a half now. I think it's important for the community to kind of wrap their arms around this family and show them that they're loved and they're cared about.
We love you all, and thank you so very much. Everyone that has been helping us with hot meals and just kind words and prayers and hugs for our entire family, all the way around, and our extended family across the country. Thank you.
Sorry, I just kicked myself out. you can't argue that this is truly just one of the, I think it's just a beautiful visual. Cecilian, thank you for becoming a member. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. It really does in these times. Thank you. Just, a beautiful visual that they had, and they organized them coming out.
Thank you for your kindness and support.
Affectionately known as Monkey, Neil says Michael lived up to the nickname.
He's sweet and kind and loving, and he would probably been running up hugging every single person that was here right now if he could have been here. We're gonna find him. I pinky promised.
Police arrested a woman named Sarah Wandra on a charge of failure to report a death in connection to Michael's case earlier this month. She lives in the house crews have been digging up. But Morgan, as far as getting answers goes, it's going to be at least another week before police tell us what they found in that search at Wandra's house. I spoke with Chief Huff earlier today, and he said that he plans on hosting a news conference next week sometime.
Okay, I know we'll stay on top of that. And as for Sarah Wondra, we've been reporting that she was supposed to have a couple hearings this week, and it was determined that she needed to be committed to a facility where her competency, her mental competency, could be restored before she was able to assist in her own trial. All right, Abby Davis, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, now let's talk about Sarah and Stacey. Okay, so if you guys recall, on July 26th, Stacey writes in his Facebook. Let me find it and I'll show you. Stacey writes, July 26, 2021. I'm feeling really worried about my wife, Sarah Ann Wandra. I brought her to the emergency department in Ontario, Oregon. She's not feeling good at all. She's having a lot of pain in her side of her stomach. Please be praying for my baby that she feels much better. I love you, baby. Feel better. Ugh. Okay, kumbaya. All right, so now we heard Brandon last night talking to JLR. Fantastic interview. Congratulations for that. I mean, that was a really, really good interview. But we was originally thinking that Stacey had, been in. Sorry, one second. That Sarah had originally been in the hospital. Now, the day that Brandon says, is talking about what all they did while, the day Michael Vaughn went missing, they went to this mall, they went and got some Popeye's chicken. They let, I forget the other guy's name, while he visited his family, met his family at Applebee's and all of that. Later on that evening, they had went to get a car, I believe it was. So either, Sarah wasn't in the hospital. Adrian, thank you. Yes, Adrian. Either Sarah wasn't in the hospital on July 27th, or he would be completely lying. He says that he was with Sarah all day long. I feel for the family, too much sadness. Yeah, it is a lot. I thought he also said that they towed his vehicles to Stacey's house with the pickup truck, and then right after that, he said that they got rid of the pickup truck and Stacey got that old Escalade. Yeah, he said he was riding around in that Escalade, or I believe JLR. I think for the most part, I think he's telling the truth about that day. I would think, but there is a lot of questions still about that family, right? Who in the who allows all of these people in their house? I want to know how he used the pickup truck if there was no pickup truck there to pull the car. Thank you, Irene. Good to see you. Do you think Stacey reported Sarah? I mean, yeah. Yeah. He said she kicked Tanner outside for drinking, yet he said himself sat on the couch and drank beer. I have questions for sure, but he does seem like he is truthful. I would never allow people like that in my house. Are they still searching the backyard? No, the search is completed. We're going to get to that. The search has been completed. Now, we are expecting a press conference. What did they say? The 30th or the 1st? Sarah seems out of it during that interview. Which interview, Shannon? But I'm asking, how did he pull his car to their house like he said he did? If there was no pickup truck, he said they towed it with the pickup truck. We do not know if they found anything, but let me tell you this, guys. Let me tell you this. How many thumbs up do we have? Let me see. 178. Come on. I know it's Saturday and we don't feel like doing much, but we got to hit the thumbs up. Thumbs up. Come on. Did anyone watch the video of Stacey and Sarah's wedding? I haven't seen that. No, I have not seen that. If anybody has anything they want to send me, I'm going to drop my email right here. Now, I don't know, a week or two ago, one of my sources told me that they were tearing up things in the house, looking in the floors and tearing up Jack and all that. Now, last night, Brandon says that there is this crawl space in the house and it's covered up with like a carpet square or something to that effect that he said. And he said one day it was open. Now, first of all, why would you have your crawl space open? Second of all, why would you have your cats down in it? And I was thinking to myself, and this is a study session. We're just bouncing things off of each other's brains and talking. Could it possibly could remains be in that crawl space somewhere and they wanted the cats to urinate in that area, thinking that it might throw off cadaver dogs? Yes, he was 5. Wow, what's wrong with the wedding video? No, he wasn't 3. I mean, it makes no sense for it makes no sense to have your cats down in a crawl space. Why would you have your cats down in a crawl space other than either animal abuse, right? Or you want to hide something? Wonder if they were fixed? If you hate cats, you open the door and leave them, you just let them go, right? You don't throw them underneath. But to me, it was interesting. They were out there tearing up everything, tearing up the yard. They were really, really searching for little monkey. And then they started inside. And then after Brandon started saying that about the crawl space last night, to me, I was like, oh yeah, they really are inside. And maybe that is the reason we haven't seen, tents. A lot of times when they find remains, there'll be tents out, that covers, and that would be, you wouldn't need that if you was inside the home. And right, and it would also give the authorities more privacy if they just took up the floors and if they found something. Now, we're not going to know until at least 4 or 5 more days. Does anyone know how many cats? Brandon said they had 3. He said he called them tuxedo cats. Are they talking like crazy cat lady? No. They had 3 or 4, wasn't it? Okay, 4. And I think they had a dog. How did Michael end up being at their house? I don't know. Now, what really sticks out to me as well? 264. Come on, guys. Let's get it up. Let's get those likes up, please, so we can more people can see this Michael Vaughn's story. Hello, Revenge. Good to see you. Yes, and they had a dog. Yes, I'm sure they did so. So Brandon said that the dogs picked up a scent at the house, which was very interesting to me. And these are cadaver dogs, is what he's referring to. I don't know if they told him that while they were interviewing him or what, but he said in the beginning of the interview that there was dogs had picked up his scent, meaning Michael Vaughn. And we've heard that since all of this broke, that dogs had at least brought him to this house. Now, if that is 100%, that the dogs did show, take him to the house, and cadaver dogs, that means they are looking for a deceased person. That's what cadaver dogs are. Very specifically trained. That would mean, obviously, that Michael would have been that he would have been passed by when he was there. It makes me wonder if whoever was in that house, whether it was Stacey, Sarah, Brandon, Adrian, and the list continues. And I'm sure that there is a lot that we don't even know still. How many people was driving their taxis and everything. Thank you, Beagle Mom. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Thank you. It really means a lot. Thank you for your support. Didn't we see cat videos with this case? Yes, they did have some cats, I think, on their TikTok. Okay. They were driving the taxi and everything. People was always driving the taxi. I feel like Michael was out either playing on I don't know if he had a scooter, if he had a bike, if he had none of them. I don't know. But I feel like someone was driving and they hit him accidentally. And they panicked. Versi, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. So I feel like they panicked. They already had these gun charges that was coming up on them, and from I think it was May for Stacey. They would lose their taxi business, and someone panicked. And then they got him and they buried him somewhere. That is my theory as of now. They renamed the business Faith. Yes. Thank you, Juju. Thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate your support. If that happened, Justin, do you think they hid him somewhere underneath the home? I think it's very possible. That doesn't mean it doesn't mean he's still there. It doesn't mean they found anything. We don't know if they found anything or not. But my theory on thank you, proud gamer mom. You've quickly become my favorite creator. Thanks for thank you, my love. You're very kind. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support. I really do. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you. Our crawl space access is on the outside of the house. It's for accessing wiring, plumbing, and air ducts. The access door has to be purposely open to access the space. Yes. And I just wonder, because to be honest with you, like, I don't see this big dude like getting down there and like digging. Like he's literally 500 pounds. Not fat shaming or anything like that, because trust me, I'm a chunk of burning love myself, okay? But I don't see him doing, digging. Like, I feel like there's somebody else that has to have helped Stacey or helped whoever else. But for me, there is a reason. Like, do they bring all of these people in to really almost like I want to say not, like they do like child labor and stuff. They don't really pay them. They give them just a place to stay. And, oh, okay, well, you can use the car whenever we're not working. I wonder about that as well. I still think about the neighbors. Well, hold on, my back. Sorry. 1 second, I need to fix my shirt. I just feel like something is, Stacey can't dig deep holes. There's no way, maybe a shallow one if he's, yeah. One. Oh, absolutely, Arlene. Absolutely. But this is my thing. He says he's been there for 2 years. He lived there on and off, 2 years. Why do you just walk in a bedroom one day and this more or less hidden door of the access is open and you're complaining about cats being down there and cat piss smell? Now, I've smelled cat piss and I have smelled decomposing bodies. Both are nasty smelling. But I just feel like there's something more wrong with this. Rump wasn't digging anything but his hand in a jet bag. I think he gave the orders. I absolutely believe they were all on drugs. Like, it makes me wonder if they were like, because he also said Stacey and them preferred the longer routes because they got paid more. I'm like, were they moving drugs? Were they the in between of transporting drugs? Because what do they call them? Like drug mules? Is that what they're called? It's like just people who mules. Yes. Amy, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in ages. I was thinking about you the other day. I wonder if, like runners, drug mules. I think there's a lot more sketch. He ran to North Dakota to avoid weed charges. Come on, he fled Idaho. I don't know. If anybody wants to come up and talk about what they believe, their opinion, come on up. You're welcome to. Like a trafficking thing. And ironically, they said that they went to, or was it Las Vegas? I don't think he is sold. I don't think he's sold at all, to be quite honest with you. I think this was literally you don't charge someone with not reporting a death when they have to have something that they bluntly said that they were looking for Michael Vaughn's body in this location. Was the taxi company a cover for something else? Good question. The taxi was to cover for running DRUGS, possibly women. See, I don't know about. I think maybe the DRUGS part, but I'm not so sure about the child and the women thingy. Evidence of a death, or they would not arrest those charges. Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right, Jennifer. Exactly right. So it's going to be interesting. Now, this is what makes me wonder if they have found Little Monkey. Why? Okay. Why did they say they are done looking? Right? They've searched all they need to search that house. It's over with searching that property. But you're going to wait 10 days or so and then tell us what you found. To be honest with you, that makes me wonder if they found something and they are waiting for confirmation from the lab to identify. Yes, DNA and all of that to come back. Yes. Forensics. Yes. Running forensics. Waiting for DNA results. Bingo. Yes. And he also said Sarah kicked Adrian out for drinking because she didn't want it in her house. But then Brandon said he was drinking there. He said a lot of things and he would very much contradict himself because he would say, oh, Sarah and them was very messy. But then he would say 5 minutes later, oh my God, Sarah would, pitch a witch if, the house wasn't up to her standards. It didn't make sense. I don't think they want to put Brandy through. I get it, of course. Of course. He did contradict himself a lot. Remember, they found Quentin on Friday, but didn't tell anyone until Monday. Yes. Now, this police department has been stellar. It's a very small police department. They have been lock step, not letting anything leak, not letting anything get out on, other than that thing with the police, thing. As far as what's going on, behind the scenes, they haven't. Hey, King. Hello, dear. Hello. How are you? It's fishy to me that Brandon is in North Dakota. Well, it is to a lot of people, to be quite honest with you. I get icky that my house is a cluster. Yeah, I do. No, we have no idea if they found Monkey or not. I'm just saying, my theories on it personally. Let's see. It's going to find something. Now, an interesting thing is on Sarah's Facebook, on July 11th, 2021, started new job at Sarah's Wash and Dry. Laundry service offered. Okay. Now, put that here. She doesn't post anything else until Michael Vaughn, August 2nd, missing boy from around my neighborhood. Please help find him. Nothing else is posted between July, 11th. Of course, little Michael Vaughn went missing July 27th of 2021. Now, to be quite honest with you, I feel like more or less all of them in that house are, and please don't take this the wrong way, but something may not be right. You know, like she said, or Brandon said, Stacey had some type of fetal alcohol syndrome or something. Even dancers and working girls from here in Washington will go to North Dakota for a weekend because they make insane money off the men who are working out there. Him being there and making quick money is normal. Okay, that's a good thing to know. They have all of those. Is it like oil rig, something to do with the pipeline or something? Like the economy's blowing up. Yeah, like cognitive impairment. Like me. I can't think of anything. Yeah. Oil rigs, yeah. Yeah, he said he does like construction and all that, but he also stated that he lies a lot. That he's known to lie. Let me find this. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. This one's it. Okay. So we're going to play this. This is from JLR Investigates. Mods, please drop his link. Please subscribe to JLR if you haven't already. I've worked with him out in the field, and he is a go-getter. No matter what you think about JLR, you can't say that he's not a go-getter, because he is. He takes these cases very seriously. So this is his content. I'm just using it under the Fair Use Act of 1976 for news or criticism purposes, that kind of thing.
Got a chicken sandwich and the soda pop over there at the whatever Popeyes restaurant.
Who bought the Applebee's? You or him? Or who paid?
Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was gonna buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her. But he said my family's here. I want to see him, so I'm gonna go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them or lunch with them real quick, and then give me a little bit of time to do that, and then you guys come back and get me.
Yeah.
So we did that, and in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored, just kind of driving around the mall, and we didn't know what to do. So I drove back over to my house to get a water bottle and fill it up with water to bring back over to their house.
Do we know? Does he still live in Idaho and he's just visiting, like North Dakota, South Dakota, wherever? And you know, like how far is it? He's saying that he went and got a water bottle.
I didn't like your water.
Yeah.
And then during that time,
And just a side note here, he really looks like he enjoys his cours. Yeah, he really looks like he enjoys it. And I can't imagine him not drinking in Sarah's house. Justin, someone picked up on, hold on, let me find that. On the fact that it's all men. Yes. Yeah, it's all men that we know of. Yeah, he's definitely throwing them back. Yes, Coors beer. He's in a hot tub during these interviews. Yeah. The way I think of him, I think that he likes the easy life, he just likes to chill out and drink and, kind of like he'll work, but he also doesn't mind being taken care of. I believe he was living with the Wanderers at that time. Yes, but listen to this. He just says he goes here. He says he goes back to his house.
Over there at the
I don't get this.
whatever Popeyes
Who
restaurant.
bought the Applebee's? You or him? Or who paid for it?
Sarah took me to lunch over at Popeyes, and she was gonna buy a sandwich for me, Adrian, and her. But he said, "My family, Sarah, want to see him, so I'm gonna go to Applebee's and go over here and have dinner with them or lunch with them real quick, and then give me a little bit of time to do that, and then you guys come back and get me."
Yeah.
So we did that, and in the meantime, me and Sarah were bored, just kind of driving around the mall, and we didn't know what to do. So I drove back over to my house to get a water bottle and fill it up with water to bring back over to their house because I didn't like their water.
Yeah.
And then during that time, after that, we came back to the mall and we picked up Adrian, me and Sarah, and then all three of us, Sarah, Adrian, and I, we hopped in the car and we went back to the Fruitland house where they do their.
Someone was just talking about the water. Wouldn't the water be the same? I don't understand. I don't like their water. Thank you, Kara, so much for your support. He contradicts himself. How she didn't like anyone drinking because she didn't want it around her husband. Then he says that they were drinking in the HS. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with MUL. I don't get that, but yeah, he contradicts himself several times. Well water, well, yeah, I guess maybe one could be city water and one could be well water. That's true. He might have a Brita pitcher. He might. Okay, multiple times. Gotcha. Yeah, he definitely contradicts himself. The dude effing Sarah behind Stacey's back. He's lying. Ugh.
Their taxi business.
All right. So where was Stacey during all of this?
He was back at the house.
So Stacey said, you think Stacey stayed home all that day? Stayed home?
We left him there at the house. I don't know if he stayed there the whole time or not, to be honest.
Was anyone else there with him?
I don't think so. I think it was just him home alone at that point. And that was before we went to tow.
And they had dogs and cats there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they had one hound dog and like 3 or 4 tuxedo cats.
So Stacey's there. You guys go out. What was Adrian doing at the mall?
He was just visiting his.
I mean, you have to give it to him. He fires off the answers very quickly. He doesn't need time to think. So to me, I feel like for the most part, he's telling the truth. Maybe he's not explaining them some things as good as he could have, and therefore it maybe contradicts a little bit. But he fires off his answers really quickly. So like, I do believe that he was with Sarah that day. Stacey was probably home. He may have went out and did something, or it could be rehearsed, but I don't see how you can rehearse, because you never know what a person is going to ask you and how they're going to ask you. So I don't know if you could ever fully be prepared for that, but it's possible. A habitual liar does the same thing. They fire off answers really quickly because they're used to lying. Possibly, yeah. I was 50-50 with him. After watching it 3 times, I see more red flags. Stacey wanted a child, but he had an accident sharing the wife. That is another thing that you wonder. Guidance says, what about the video of the day Monkey went missing? Was it TikTok that they posted? When you say that, Guidance, do you mean the video he and his buddy said they were making about a YouTube video? Is that what you're referring?
His girlfriend and his son. And then after that, we went over to Macy's and kind of went in there and shopped around for clothes a little bit. And we were playing on our iPads and just taking pictures, goofing off. And then from there, we go back, and then that's how it goes.
Well, what about the?
If I was.
Yeah, I actually don't think he had an accident. I think it was, he's a big dude, okay? And his heart probably couldn't pump any more blood to any more locations than it already could already. And, he's just a big guy, you probably couldn't get it up.
Going to be hanging out over there doing the taxi business.
Yeah. So when did you guys go over there to get your car?
I think it was around like 6 or 7 at night.
6 or 7. Then you're saying while you're coming back.
So he says 6 or 7 at night. 6 or 7 at night. Now, Monkey was last seen around 6:30 p.m. on July 27th. So 6:30, and he's saying 6 or 7 at night.
Back, that's when you noticed everyone searching for Michael?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I remember going to the gas station. We were probably at the gas station filling up like right at 7.
Right at 7. What gas station?
There's the Chevron right there just up from their house.
Yeah. So where you were seeing people out there looking for Michael, or you were seeing police?
I was just seeing police cars cruising around, and I was seeing a lot of like the neighbors going out in their cars cruising around, and just like the whole subdivision from the left side to the right side. They were all just out, everybody walking around and looking, and flashlights. Search and rescue was there, police, everything.
But how did you know they were looking for Michael?
Because so when we were pulling into the subdivision, Sarah was driving the pickup, and she stopped and talked to the neighbor that was coming down the road the opposite way.
Mm-hmm.
And she stopped right there in the middle of the road, and they both opened their doors and they started talking to each other right there.
Okay. And you told me you never seen Michael Vaughn before in your life prior.
Right. I never met him or his parents ever before. I just know that they're neighbors of where I was staying over there with the Wanderers.
Some people putting red flags up. I'm getting Jeffrey Dahmer. I have been there. I get it. Everything is on the Oregon side, not for nothing. But the gas station hopefully can pull that purchase up. Yeah. I don't feel like he is involved, like he physically did anything, in my opinion, which I don't, none of us know. I'm just telling you the vibes. But somebody in that house did something, knows something, in my opinion. I don't remember how people remember what they were doing that time over a year. I get it. But also, like, I wouldn't know what I was doing, last year on this day. I don't remember. I got the memory of a goldfish, so I don't remember hardly anything. But something as traumatic as a child going missing in your neighborhood, it may make you remember that day because of, it's not every day you're literally looking around for a kid lost in your neighborhood. Yeah, of course, Pearl. Ask you to shout out Circle Jerk series channel, True Crime Circle. Yeah, guys, mods drop True Crime Circle. It's Circle Jerks. It's their true crime channel, and they're covering Monkey Case. It's like a panel of awesome people, and it is Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please drop their links. Question is the house they found the scooter at? This is the thing. The scooter thing, I get really confused on, because from what I understand, Brandy says she doesn't know about any scooter missing. Now, could have, Michael Monkey, could he have been on one of the neighbor scooters? I don't know. But from what I understand, she's like, there is no scooter missing. Exactly. That's what so that's where it confuses me even more when people talk about a scooter. I want to know how they stopped in the middle of the road in the pickup truck when he just previously said they was in the blue Toyota Corolla riding around. Remember, he said they sold the pickup. Well, I can just about guarantee you that JLR is writing all of these questions down, and he's going to ask him again. I mean, who knows? Exactly, Joe. From what I recall as well, Brandy said there was no scooter, and that just makes me wonder, well, I mean, could Michael have been playing with, he was looking for friends to play with, right? I'm sure some of the other kids leave their scooters out in the yard. Could he have been playing with one of those? Possibly. You're welcome, Pearl. He did switch out cars a lot. my opinion, he knew more than what he's saying, and then picking them men up that sound like a traffic ring, buying all of them phones, taking that trip to Texas after Michael Vaughn went missing. Joe says, I don't believe him. He was in the car with Sarah and Stacey, and that POS Caesar I seen in the picture. Could be a tricycle. But I don't, from what I understand, Brandy says they're not missing anything, right? They got in the car after they got back with the pickup. Let's listen.
They live like diagonal.
Yeah. What about the okay. Yeah, I got so many questions. All right. So Adrian, where's he from?
I think he's from California somewhere.
So but how did he get up there? Like how did he end up there in Idaho?
He just flew in from California to come see his son and his old girlfriend or whatever.
But where did Sarah meet him? Like how does she know him?
I don't know. I think he just randomly like called their phone one day from the airport and said, can you give me a ride from here to there or whatever? And that's probably how those two met.
Yeah, because obviously, Sarah, according to this arrest affidavit,
it's like she collects people, collects guys, that are like maybe down on their luck, or they need some type of help. They need, financial means. They need a roof over their head. I kind of think the guy is honest to a fault, says Tracy. Okay. I think he is from California somewhere. I mean, I don't know. Guys, please hit the thumbs up button. We have 911 in here currently, and we have 465 likes, I think.
but she's claiming that this Adrian guy helped bury Michael in her yard. That's what she said, according to the arrest affidavits, or the neighbors. She also said the neighbor's yard, too.
So, Julie, what I think that he means is like the guy was coming in, he was at the airport and he's like, oh, I need to call a taxi or something so I can get to see my ex-wife and my kid. And maybe they struck up a conversation and that's how they met. She probably had some type of advertising at the airport somewhere or online.
Right.
So people are wondering who's Adrian.
Yeah, he's just some kid that came here from California for a little bit to visit his son and his old girlfriend.
Did he get arrested at all?
No, he didn't get arrested or talked to or nothing.
So how long was he there at their house for?
He was only there for like a week up to 2 weeks tops.
After Michael went missing?
After Michael went missing, I'm pretty sure he was there for like a couple days after that as well.
Okay, so he was there about a week and a half prior to Michael being missing. Then Michael went missing, and then a couple days later, he goes back to California.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where?
That makes you wonder, did he help or did he do anything? And then did he jet off? After just a couple days after little Michael Vaughn goes missing, if he doesn't know him, how does he know he hasn't been spoken to? Let me go back and play that.
Son and his old girlfriend.
Did he get arrested at all?
No, he didn't get arrested or talked to or nothing.
So how long was he there at their house for?
He was only there for like a week up to 2 weeks tops.
After Michael went missing.
After Michael went missing, I'm pretty sure he was there for like a couple days after that as well.
Okay, so he was there about a week and a half prior to Michael being missing. Then Michael went missing, and then a couple days later, he goes back to California.
I think so, yeah.
Do you know where in California?
I have no idea.
You're in a hot tub. I see you're in a hot tub. What's that, the North Dakota life?
Yeah, that's the North Dakota life, trying to stay warm out here right now.
Yeah. Interesting. So interesting. Now, did you know that like Stacey had like crazy criminal record in the past of being in the feds and locked up and all that kind of stuff? Did you know that?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he talked to me previously before that, and he said that he got locked up for like a year or two because he lied on a federal application to buy a gun or something at a store.
Now, he talks about this gun thing, and he lied on an application, allegedly. And he spent like a year or two in jail? I mean, what does he want a gun for? Like, he says that his, he grew up with guns and all of that. But, like, if I was going to get, like if you're a felon and stuff, you're not supposed to have any type of guns. So why risk it? I don't understand. But why do people do what they do? It's hard to tell.
So you've seen him with guns. Like, why would he still have guns if he already got arrested for it? Did he just not care? Or?
I think that was it or something. Because at first he said, hey, I know that you're not a felon and you can have guns. Do you want me to try to find you a gun? And I said, no, I already have a gun. I don't need to get another one, But if you are selling that other little 17 or whatever, I'll buy it if I get money from you guys paying me for doing taxiing, That was our first previous conversation.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wonder why he was so interested in you getting a gun, Like, why does he want others to get a gun? Is he like fascinated with guns?
Oh, sorry. I didn't even.
Yeah, I think he comes from a background.
Sorry, I didn't have my mute button on. I hope it didn't echo. Why, you're traveling all of these places, these long distance places, and you need guns, and you're bringing all of these people in your house, complete strangers, and you got a weird taxi business, but name it something really wholesome, right? It's like playing both sides of the fence, but trying to mask it with religion and all that. Hey, Ricky, good to see you, buddy. Because Stacey couldn't buy one. Yes, he wanted to use another person. Yes, he did.
Where like him and his grandpa used to hunt back in the day before he got in trouble. Like when he went out with other people that were responsible, he probably did some hunting.
So some people are saying that does Sarah have any kids that you knew of or had kids?
No, sir.
See, some people speculated that if Sarah is involved and she got arrested, but people are speculating, hey, maybe Sarah did it because she wanted a kid on her own because she couldn't have kids, or what do you think?
Hold on just a second here. I'm in an interview right now, so I'm gonna have to do this real quick. I think that she couldn't have kids because her husband Stacey said that he got his nuts crushed in a bull riding rodeo accident or whatever, blah blah blah. He said he used to bull
Now, he says that Stacey is a known liar. Now, I can't see Stacey, forgive me for the judgmental here. I can't see this guy on a bull. I'm sorry, I just can't see him on a bull. Now, when he's as big as a bull, just saying. Not trying to fat shame or anything like that. I'm just saying he's in a hot tub is the reason he's not wearing a shirt. Exactly, Cassie. You really can make this stuff up. Now, yeah, the poor bull. I think that's bull, in my opinion, what he's saying. I don't think he ever was riding a bull and got kicked in his. I don't ever think he got kicked in his wonton. I'll just say that, okay? Just gonna say that. Yes, the poor bull was fighting for his life. Come back, bull, come back. In his goods. I'm just saying. What size was the bull? I don't know, but he's a big heifer.
A bull stepped on his thing and crushed it, so he couldn't have him.
So he couldn't give her a child then.
Right, and he wanted a kid, and she really didn't.
Oh, she didn't want a child.
No, she didn't really want to have a kid, but he was trying to push that on her.
So is it possible? Okay, so you're with Sarah, and you're with Adrian.
The bull's name was Ed.
Or getting your car and bringing it back. Is it possible Stacey was home left alone and did something, and maybe like went out and snatched Michael? I mean, how do you do you guys know about Stacey's whereabouts at the time?
I personally don't. So I'm saying that could be a possibility.
Because there was no one else there with him, correct?
Right. Yes, sir.
But you're saying that you were with Sarah all that day. You and Adrian and Sarah were all together throughout that whole day, starting in the morning. And you didn't she didn't go off on her own or do anything?
No, I was with Sarah that whole day and Adrian. And then Stacey was left home alone.
Stacey was left home alone. What there when you guys were out, what cars were there with Stacey?
I think he had his little Cadillac Escalade that he cruised around at that time.
Now, he said, I think he had his little Cadillac Escalade. Now, maybe now Cadillac Escalades are a big SUV. So maybe he just means Cadillac and he just adds the word Escalade, because a Cadillac Escalade is nothing little. It's the biggest SUV on the market. So, Sarah in the hospital, yes, no. The day Michael went missing. That's a good question. And I hope JLR asked Brandon this, or, there's still a lot of questions that we, after this interview, there definitely, in my opinion, must be some sort of follow-up. Sarah was in the hospital the day before all of this happened, was going to the restaurant the next day. Exactly. If he had short arms, he couldn't reach the wonton. You are terrible. Brandon did say Sarah wasn't in the hospital, that she was going to go. Brandon did say Sarah wasn't in the hospital, that she was going to go. Did he say it in this interview? Because I don't remember that. Huh. A day full of riding around. I don't where you fit in hospital. Well, this, yeah, the day they were riding around was allegedly the day, Michael went missing. Now, the day before, the 26th, JLR said that, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I know. It's okay. Sometimes we have to laugh. Sometimes we just have to laugh because it's so much. Sometimes you just gotta, it's nothing. In my opinion, yeah, that's true, Nurse Sandy. Oh man, can you? That's funny. All right, here we go.
What color was that?
It was a white one, an older one that he traded his pickup in for. That when that pickup started to have a couple issues, instead of getting it fixed, he just traded it in.
Yeah. See, because he's left alone and no one else is there with him. I wonder if he ventured out. Yeah. Okay. For instance, when you guys got back, was he in the house?
Yeah, he was in there. He was in there on the couch. I'm pretty sure.
What was he doing?
Just watching TV.
Like he never even went anywhere.
This also makes me wonder, is his mind making this up and he thinks that he was there on the couch? You know what I mean? Because your mind will make up things to make things make sense. When you can't remember something, our minds have to somehow make sense of what we're being asked. So I'm like, was he really there on the couch? Or was he talking about a different day? I know that you weren't being doxxed. I thought it was hilarious of her reaction of the thought of being doxxed. I had to call her out and laugh at, oh, Penny. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't dox anyway. Did you think Summer has, oh, okay, not to me. Setting up an alibi, in my opinion. I think Brandon is good with the chit chat. Wonder what his role was with the gang. Huh. This dude was, yes, this is the couch dude. Yes. Could he not have asked JLR to call back? I think he just wanted to, look cool in a hot tub drinking a beer. Maybe. I don't know. Why do people do what they do?
Yeah, because he's left alone. It seems like you three have it. You guys are each other's alibis, I guess. And you're saying you did whatever throughout the day, and I appreciate you talking to me. I mean, like somebody that would be guilty wouldn't be telling all this in a sense, but people just want answers.
Yeah, and I want answers too. I don't think Adrian did it, and I don't think Sarah did it. But Stacey, I know that sometimes he's lied to me and he's lied to others, and he says he'll do something and then he really don't do it. And I got after him about that, and I was trying to teach him that you're not supposed to do that in life, and then he'll get sometimes mad at me. So that's where my trail kind of ends, and that's where I'm kind of curious in my own head.
With
and
Stacey.
With Stacey, I'd like to talk to him personally, and if he was here right now, I'd be talking with him and say, hey, I know you and me didn't. I know that you broke my watch, and you thought I wanted to steal your girl or this or that, but that was all accusations. It's not true. I was just there to help you guys work, make a business, and pay the bills. That was.
Now, he says, that he's not there to steal the girl or anything like that. But then JLR asked, was there anything romantic between you two ever? And that's when he's like, oh, well, we were laying on the bed one time and, this and this happened. And I'm thinking, well, you can see why Stacey may have been a little jealous. Stacey is again, he's a larger male and he, there's a difference between the two. between Brandon and Stacey, right? So you can see probably after that happened why he was a little bit paranoid and jealous. Ricky says, "What's so strange to me, Justin? She said she wasn't going to take people to get alcohol and drugs, but they were drinking at the house that night." Yeah. Yes. It's yes. Good point. Maybe they have something going on. Obviously, Sarah let Brandon in the house, but kicked Tanner out for drinking. Huh. It's kind of like that trip with Andrew and Jose and all of them, when they left New York, going to Tennessee. It's like we can't make sense of it. We don't know what they're really, what their intentions was. And I feel like it's the same way with this day. And we don't know the intentions of this business, of everyone in that house, which one done this, or could have, somebody in that house knows something, and they don't. But nobody's like, well, I never seen anything. Maybe Tanner don't want relations with Sarah. So I don't know. Maybe Tanner could not handle his alcohol. This dude was banging Stacey's mom. Stacey's mom has got it going on. All I wanted and I waited for so long. Stacey, can't you see? You're just not the girl for me. I don't believe they had anything to do with MV. They may know, but I feel there was innocent. They're innocent. Yeah. Huh. But law enforcement would have arrested her if they did. That's exact. They have to know. This is frustrating me to pieces. They have to know that she knows that there was a body there or around there, and she didn't report it. Now, does that mean she knew that there was a body at that house the day that Michael went missing? No. But it does mean she could have known days, a day or two afterward, and didn't report it as well. Somehow, whether she was with Brandon or not all day, she had to know either that day or the days leading up to it, or the days afterward, rather, that there was a body and it wasn't reported. In my humble opinion, I feel like Caesar is responsible because he has a prior history of SEXUAL, abuse of a minor. Yes. It's very possible. Very, very possible. Now, but again, that doesn't mean that this was SEXUAL motivated. Maybe he hit him with a car and then he freaks out. He doesn't know what to do. He puts him in the car and he goes there. He goes back to Stacey's house and he's like, Stacey, I just hit, someone with your car, your taxi, right? So maybe I have to hide, we have to hide this because A, it's your car, it's your business, and B, I just did this. I don't think it's a personally, there's still people out there that believe that, he could have been sold, but I just don't. Sarah said Adrian did it. Where does he fit in the story? Was he living there? Yeah, he was there a minute. Yeah, Donna. I mean, they could have found, for instance, they could have found blood that would have, of, Michael's, that can show that there was not, he's lost so much blood that there is not enough to sustain life. And that's how they can say, but to me, that's like major if they found that. Like, these cadaver dogs took them straight up to this house. Sherry, that's the $1 million question right now. And hopefully we will learn about this by December 1st. So that's, that's what we just gotta wait. Stacey is too huge to bury spit. He can't even see his feet. I don't believe he buried anything. I think it's less likely for him to bury anything other than his face in a bag of chips, but that's also me too. So the days were longer, obviously, in July. It doesn't get dark till 9 o'clock. Cat urine cannot cover up decomposing body. It can't cover up a decomposing body. That is true, but it makes you wonder if, if he was buried down there, do these people think that it may cover up if, like the dog, like the urine with the, masking it for the dogs. They don't need to focus on Tyler. Tyler has nothing to do with it. Nothing at all to do with it. Dogs can smell. Yeah, well, we know that, yes, but let's hold on. Let me play this and then we look at something.
My whole objective.
So he was accusing you of trying to get with Sarah.
Yes, sir. Like every day.
Every day, but he didn't kick you out of the house.
Right, because she liked me a little bit because I was kind of the cool guy on the block, hanging out, trying to save the day. And he got a little bit jealous of it, and I wanted to kind of shut that down and say, hey, we're all friends. You keep your wife. You guys get along. and you guys stopped doing that, kind of like a counselor or a mediator.
Was he ever like? Did you ever see him do any violence?
No, he pretended to try to be a tough guy, try to do that kind of stuff, but he never did it when I was around.
He's a pretty big dude.
He's a heavy feller. He's like 450, 500 pounds.
So, I mean, if you see him walk, I mean, does he get tired when he walks a short distance?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's interesting. So because he's left alone, you guys are out. Michael Vaughn goes missing around, we'll say 7 p.m. And, you know, what happened? Where was Starkey? Where was Carson Starkey?
I think he was driving for another company at that time because he was mad at Sarah and Stacey because they were kind of trying to give him a little bit of bluff or a little bit of grief, and he was like, you know what, I can go work somewhere else or be part of somebody else. I don't have to sit here and take your guys' nonsense.
So, interesting. What about the Cesar Garudo? What's the deal with him? Is he involved? Could he be involved? Was he around their house?
I know that he went to their house like one time. Other than that, me and Stacey went to his house one time, and he had a couple other friends over there, and they were just kind of hanging out and chilling with a couple other people.
But Cesar was not around the house the time Michael went missing.
As best as I know, yeah, that's true.
Interesting. So you never seen Michael. Have you ever hear Sarah or Stacey talk about the bonds or mention the bonds or say anything?
Never once. Not even. The only time I heard them ever mention the Vaughns is when they stopped the car that day and they said, hey, there's somebody that's missing in the neighborhood. His name's Michael Vaughn. Do you guys know him or know where he went? That was the first time that came up to my attention. And then as far as I know, they both said, no, we don't know where he's at. Let's go help look for him from that point.
Interesting. Yeah. Man, I'm so scatterbrained here because
Just does not make sense. Thank you, Christina, for becoming a member. Thank you, Rizzo. Thank you guys so much for becoming a member. I really do appreciate it. Where did that comment go? Trying to save the day from what? Yes. Does anyone else find it strange that he's doing this interview at a hot tub drinking course? I don't know. None of this makes sense anymore. They had pictures on. Yeah, they had a picture. Yes. Just the same as the I can't even think, the Delphi murders. He was at that bar, remember? And he had that thing. Yes, Delphi. Thank you. So it's, I don't know. It just makes me really wonder if and who is going on, with this. All right, let's see what else we got.
it's just a mystery. It's a mystery.
It is. That's all it is right now at this point. Yeah.
But you're assuring, like, if the Vaughns were watching right now, what would you say to Michael Vaughn's family?
I would say,
Side note, I don't know if you guys know, but you can be in like minus 30 degrees weather and like outside, and you can get in a hot tub and you will stay completely warm. And so a lot of people in cooler climates, they have a hot tub because they, when it's really cold and your bones and your muscles and stuff are hurting, you can just be outside and it's like cold as crazy, but then you get in and you're just, it's like an oasis. So that's why a lot of people in hot tubs have them in cold climates.
Don't lose hope. Keep your head up, keep your chin up, and know that he might still be out there somewhere because they never brought him into their house when I was there, not once. no little kids ever even came into that house, and I was there like a good majority of the time running a taxi business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And the people that I knew that was there, they seemed like they were all right, decent people that weren't trying to do that. They were just trying to have normal everyday lives, you know?
So, what's your family think about what's going on? Did you tell them?
Yeah, I told them. The police and the detectives and everything, they've been at my mom's house since I've been gone, doing like sighting in Montana and stuff, and from there it's just been kind of like they hit me hard and I told them everything I know, and then it's been a stale fish, a standstill. And we're just trying to see like who all was even at that point in time in history.
So you're not nervous at all?
We're trying to figure out who all was there in that point in time in history. There's just too many people. Like, how many freaking people? Like, the police said that they are trying to get in touch, or they were, and this was 3 weeks ago, that they were getting in touch with people that had stayed in that house. But hell, you know, if he was there on and off 2 years, how many people went in and out of that house? Of course, he's going to think he's alive if he had something to do with it. And if you had anything, because it would make him look guilty of something else. He's a good looking one for the neighborhood. Yeah. I'm not making fun of overweight people, as I have sisters who are huge. There are times I find myself making, yeah, I understand. He's deflecting, you think? You know, it just makes me wonder. You know, I know like next door, they are not considered suspects at all. But, you know, with these two having the charges that they had, a kid shows up missing. These guys have a taxi business. You have grifters and homeless people inside, going in and out of your house, you know, traveling long periods of, you know, long trips. Now, I mean, why would somebody, this is my question, why would somebody rent a taxi, and this guy said, you know, 2, 3, 4 grand going from this state to this state? Why would somebody do that when you could get a bus ticket for a couple $100 or a plane ticket? It's like you're moving something that you want to be secure and safe. Yeah, Callie, he does have he says, an arrest warrant for the devil's lettuce, we'll say. Ask taxi drivers, people do it, and I don't know. Is that how they made money for bills? By opening a taxi service? Yeah, yep. And they had an oil service, and she did laundry. Who pays $2.50 with a mile with that people? I mean, I'm just saying, if anybody needs a ride for a few $1,000s, like, I'm up. Just let me know where you need to go. We'll get you there. I'm just saying. I'm in the wrong business. I mean, seriously, like, why do people do that? Not proud of it, but I have a son who's on drugs, but he goes from house to house. These people are making money or getting drugs. Yes, Nancy, and I I pray that your son recovers. God bless you and God bless him. I know it's a worry for parents. Yes, Sandy, exactly. And I'll do it for $2 a mile, not $2.50. God made wheat, it's God's lettuce. He also said the church helped pay their bills. God, these people. I think they used the taxi as a ploy to pick up men they never hear they picked up. Yeah, they never picked up a woman that I'm aware of. I have had a personal driver for 5 years and it ain't cheap, so I can't say anything on that. Really, Illusion. Like, I know, like, a lot of times, like, medical cards and stuff like that, because I volunteer for hospice, like, they will pay for people to go see their doctor or and all of that. So they may have had like I wonder if they got paid that way, and people who just wanted like a private car. Drivers will negotiate a flat rate. I'm sorry, Rhonda. Autoimmunes are very, very challenging. Is she running an escort service? I don't know. I doubt it. But nothing would surprise me. I think we are likely to find out they weren't involved and this search didn't yield what we hoped. But that does. Okay, yep, I hear you. But my question is why, if they didn't find anything, I'm just saying, I'm being devil's advocate here. If they didn't find anything, why are they waiting 2 weeks before they say that they didn't find anything? Because they're not going to tell us until probably December 1st. Be kind. I hope hospice was good to your family. And why is she still locked up? Because they know enough that there was a death of Michael Vaughn, and they know that she did not report that. Good. I hope they were good to your family. Oh my goodness, girl. I did not know that. Surely they can't charge Sarah if nothing they've found. Well, I mean, this is the thing. They know that she didn't report it. Like, they have something. They're not going to charge her and her go to court without them knowing that there was a death. Like, they know that there was a death. They clearly said she didn't report a death to the coroner. And what was the second thing I was going to say? I forgot. I don't know, but she didn't report that. So there has to be, I mean, you're not going to convince, you've got to be able to prove that she didn't. And they're not going to arrest her without them having their case for her rock solid. They're not going to overcharge her. Exactly. There we go. Thank you. Exactly. They may have gotten pics or message. That's what I'm thinking, peas in a pod. Like they're like that they knew, she knew that he, oh, well, and they're not going to say, hey, we are looking for Michael Vaughn's body in this yard. They clearly stated that we are looking for his body in the yard, because Sarah over here didn't, she knew that there was a body and she didn't report it. And we know that she didn't report it because we have fill in the blank. We have these text messages. We have her on a recording saying that, yeah, I knew about it and I didn't tell anybody, something like that. We do not know if there were any remains found. So we can't say that there was any remains found. That would be, we have to wait for the press conference. Now, what I'm saying, usually if they don't find anything, they just say nothing came up. But, we're waiting, another week here. And it's been how many days? It's been several, at least a few days since the press conference ended. And or not the press conference, the search ended. So who's gonna, why wouldn't they come out with a press conference and they say almost immediately and say, hey, we didn't find anything, but you're making us wait, what, 2 weeks? Because are you testing something? Did you find, are you waiting for the lab, to come back with something? That's what I want to know. Because in my opinion, I feel like, I don't know if they found Michael or not, but I feel like at the very minimum, they found something. Because you got to have enough evidence to convince a judge that, listen, we have enough evidence to go to this house, to arrest a woman, tear up their entire house inside and outside, dig. You got to convince a judge of that. You just can't say, oh, well, it might be here. He might be here. Let's just start digging. You can't do that. That's not the way it works. You got to have probable cause. You got to have enough probable cause to tell a judge, listen, here's what we have, that we believe that Michael's body is at this location because we have this, we have this, we have this, we have this, which all leads us enough probable cause to say he is in this yard, in this house. So yeah, they brought in all that equipment and everything. So we're just going to have to wait. Guys, thank you so much for your time. I'm almost at 2 hours. Please hit the thumbs up button. I would greatly appreciate it. I think Bullhorn Betty is live right now. 617 likes. If y'all could hit it. I would really appreciate it. God bless each and every one of you. We will be live. Thank you so much, Jesse. I don't have social media. Has Brandy been posting anything since the search stopped? She has in chats when it started. Her silence could be telling. That Jesse, I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't know if she has been on in any chats or anything. But yep, says she has heard nothing. So thank you so much, Kiwi Girl. Thank you, September. Shannon, thank you. Jesse, thank you. Yep, thank you. Nurse Sandy, Cha-Cha, Sylvia, Wanda, Queen OG, Joe, thank you. Sectanon, Ms., Kiwi Girl, yep. Again, Scorpio, Camille, thank you. Tara, Revenge, good to see you. Stars, thank you, good to see you. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. I may be on the other channel tonight on Clutch Them Pearls to talk a little bit and let our hair down and maybe have a few Sprites or Diet Cokes in the mix. God bless each and every one of you. I love you all. Happy Saturday. Justice for little Michael Vaughn. Good night.